Hey friends, in our time together today, I want us to think about enhancing how we use ornaments. Up to now, we've learned quite a few ornaments as we're progressing and growing and how we play our low D whistles. We've learned a number of ornaments. There are more to learn, but we've played them like one ornament at a time. And I want us to start now thinking about how you can combine ornaments. We've already talked about a roll, which is the combination of a tap and a cut, or a cut and a tap in sequence. We introduced a double cut and a double tap. Well, there's more. And the opportunities for us, well, they're wide open. As you're playing a tune, I'd like you to think about how you want to express it. And so you might use ornaments in a wide variety of ways. Remember, the tunes often repeat certain sections, and you don't have to play the same ornaments in each section because that can get, well, a little monotonous. So you can actually change up how you're expressing the different sections of a tune. But I also want us to think about combining ornaments in a phrase of a tune, especially today, thinking about held notes. In the tune for Ireland, I won't tell her name, there were, I believe, 6 phrases in that tune where notes were held. And that was even before it repeated. So if you play the repeat, you've got 12. So are you going to express all of those the same? That could be boring. How about doing something different? Like the first held note's a B. You could you walk up to it and then you go down to the G and come out of it. But you're getting into the beginning of the tune, so you're setting the stage there. So think about, do you want to ornament that B? Do you want to hold it and fade? Think even about a fade as another way of using an ornament, like we talked about breathing as an ornament. But then you get into that first held A, the second phrase of the tune. Okay? You could play just a little vibrato on it. You could do that. That's one ornament. But what do you want to say in that phrase? How do you want that phrase to build? And this becomes even more important in that section where you're holding the G later in the tune, and then you're stepping up into that higher section where you want to get a little more powerful. So, but that first held A, for me, was the first time I wanted to do something more with my ornaments. And so you get there. What about combining some ornaments? You could ornament into it and fade. Depending upon what you want to do and how you want to go into that next phrase. You could hold it gently, vibrato, and then ornament out of it, and then build into the next phrase. Think about the possibilities. You could, for example, okay, that was, I cut into it, I vibratoed a little, I double cut, faded. I think that's a little too much, but that's just an example of what you could do. Think about the incredible variety of ways you and I can combine ornaments as we play now that we know what we're doing. So my encouragement to us today, don't overdo ornaments, don't overthink where you're doing it, but experiment, my friends. Play a song and think, don't just think, oh, I'm playing this and I'm going to ornament it. Think, what am I saying with this tune? What emotions do I want to give? And how will ornaments express that? What ornaments can I combine to step into this held note, for example? And I want a little bit of a cutty breath at the start of it, and I want it to vibrato and fade because I'm going to build strong right after that. So start thinking about some of the great ways we could express this by combining ornaments as we play these tunes. So it's just something else we can do as we grow together. Let me know what you think that you would do. What ornaments do you like to throw together? Start playing with this. I played through some of these songs a dozen times, just experimenting. Well, probably more than a dozen, experimenting before I decided what I wanted to do. Start figuring out what works together, and you do it by playing and experimenting. So, my friends, try that out. Until next time, this is Scott Shade. Happy Lodi whistling.